Hey guys, it's your girl Uzurie, and today we will be continuing the nursing school series with tips on how to survive year 1 and 2. So it's your survival guide, so stay tuned for that. Welcome again to episode 2, and before I get into the video, I'm asking you guys to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with someone who's just curious about nursing school, or if you just want to know for the sake of knowing, stick around. Also remember to follow me on all socials at Uzurie. The links will be in the description box. So the topics that we'll be covering in this episode are transitioning to university life, transitioning to nursing life, how to stay focused, how to stay organized, nursing modules, apps to use, fun facts, and tips for practicum. Eventually you'll know what some of these things mean, so let's get straight into it. So when you are transitioning to university life, depending on what your current situation is, it may be rough and it also may be easy. In terms of living, right? You can board on dorms on campus, or you may have to find living accommodations outside. On campus, it's discounted, it's a lot cheaper, you don't pay light, water, everything is in the one fee, right? And you have a roommate. Sometimes you can get single rooms depending on which university you go to. Boarding off campus, for the two main universities in Kingston and St. Andrew, you can board around the general area: Papine, Mona, Hope Pastures, Tavern, Gordon Town. So many options. So I'd advise you to check your school's notice board. The notice board, I always see they have advertisements there. And if you can't check the notice board because COVID and maybe you're not back face to face, ask your student union. They always know. Ask your student union. Now, some persons do not consider food during school to be a big deal, but one thing with me, if I don't eat, I can't focus. And the truth is, not all of us can afford to be buying lunch every day, and things are so expensive. Food expensive. We're not even going to talk about KFC, just food expensive, even the ones that are supposed to be affordable. And sometimes they have classes from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way till 9 p.m. in the night, and you might have a break, but you may live far and you won't be able to get some food, like go home, come in and get some food. So really and truly, you need to figure it out. Now, for the early classes, the student union has a breakfast program where you get discounted food or free food. So you can check your student union for feeding programs, if you understand. Also, you can apply for scholarships, and some of the scholarships actually give you lunch money. Otherwise, sometimes I must say, we have to swallow our pride and be real with people around us. You never know how they'll help you. Just a suggestion: during university, listen, it is very easy for you to lose focus because we have a lot of events. Now, you can be walking from the back of the campus where you had a class and be walking to your next class at the front of the campus, and you pass 3, 4, 5 different events. Stay focused, guys. Go to your class at the scheduled times. Yes, the event is exciting and this might not happen again. Take a 2-minute stop by and go to your class, but don't miss your class. Don't be 5 minutes late, don't be 10 minutes late, 2 minutes tops. So continuing on the topic of transitioning to university life, listen, you are responsible for yourself. Nobody is gonna run you down to attend your classes. Nobody's gonna run you down to do your work. Nobody's gonna run you down to pass your classes, because if you fail, you just pay, you do it over, right? So guess what? Failure is not an option. You're responsible for yourself. Be responsible. Do your work. Put in your assignments on time. And there's going to be a lot of group work, guys. When I say a lot, like, I never know that university would have so much group work, because I don't even recall doing that much in high school, in prep school, nothing like that. So guys, prepare yourself to be working with others, and trust me, sometimes you won't be able to choose your group and you might be placed in a class with somebody that you probably don't get along with. You're going to have to do the work same way. All right, so that's it for transitioning to university life. Now, nursing life is completely different. I'm pretty sure when you were in high school, you thought,
can't wait to go to university, I can wear what I want, I can do my hair how I want, I can put on my nails.
Not the case for nursing school. Unfortunately, you wear a uniform, which honestly, in my opinion, you save money. You kind of worry about your outfit every day. I don't know, it's less tedious for me, I don't mind. So you wear a uniform. All schools you wear a hat, so you wear a nursing hat and an apron over your uniform. That's when you're in clinicals, but day-to-day classes you have your uniform. Some schools wear skin tone stocking, white stocking, and your white shoes. That's the uniform, with your nursing badge and your nursing watch, which I had showed you in the previous video. If you don't watch that yet, go watch it now. That's a part of your uniform. It is mandatory, guys. So you will be wearing uniforms and everybody else living their best life, wearing what they want. You wear a uniform, no fingernails. Guys, check the previous video, I break down the uniform for you. So even when you come to school in mufti, which is basically more casual clothes, it has to be casual but very much appropriate. No short shorts, no short skirts, no tights.
We don't have a desert in Jamaica, so there's no need for us to be looking at camel toes. Okay, just say.
So yeah, you still have to be appropriate. Your hair still has to be well groomed. So technically you still wear a uniform anyway, it's a kid. So your pass mark is not the same as the university generally. So generally university pass mark is 50%. In nursing it's 60%. Yes guys, 60%. And some nursing schools, I think they go up to 70 or 80%. So it depends on your school. So find out what your nursing pass mark is, because you will be here doing the bare minimum thinking, oh, I'm gonna get 50, I'm gonna pass. Fail. You are a failure. A joke. You're not a failure. But just bear in mind the pass mark for the courses you're doing, especially the nursing modules. Nursing modules pass mark 60% and up right through. No 50s around here. Maybe university modules, but not your nursing modules. So you don't get a long summer break, unfortunately. That has been cut out, I think, right across the board. But I know for USEC specifically, you don't get a summer break. Most persons get summer break from about May until about late August, and they go to work and travel abroad, and they make them nice money, and they come back and pay the school fee or waste away, whatever they want to do with it. Nursing students will get an opportunity because the longest break you get is about 2 weeks, because most times you're in the clinical areas doing practicum. Now I will explain what that is a little bit further down, but 2 weeks, if you get 4 weeks you get enough, but 2 weeks summer break and then right back into the new semester. Honestly guys, I'm telling you, that's what it is, because this degree is very rough and very rapid, and it just keeps going.
So if you know a registered nurse right now, big her up, big him up, because they did the thing. Okay guys, they did it.
Alright, now I'm tired of hearing people say stay focused, stay motivated. How
Guys, how do I stay focused? Like, you can tell me to stay focused all you want. You can tell me to stay to my head.
So let me tell you, I know how you can stay focused if this is like your thing. So first of all, you must plan ahead. No, I'm telling you from things I have done and things I have not done. Right? So I've learned from my mistakes, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes. So here we go. Plan. Your course outline tells you when all your exams, the small ones and the big ones, and the group projects and the classwork that's gonna be graded, they tell you when it's due. Most times in your course outline, go through the course outline, find the dates, buy yourself a good planner. I have my legend planner now as an adult, but if I was a student, listen, this would have been my holy grail. If you want to see review on that, you can also check out that video. I'll link it up here and in the description. But guys, get yourself a planner that works for you. So I won't say get the one I have, but just get a planner that works. Okay guys, and plan, literally write in it, because if you don't use it, it won't have the information. And if you're more of a digital person, put it on your iPhone, put it on your Android, put it on your laptop, put it on your tablet. Have some kind of a calendar or a planner that outlines things that you have to do in the future. Next thing I would encourage you to do are have routines. I went to school, I had a routine. It takes me 1 hour to get ready in the morning, and showering takes the longest because that's me time. Trust me. And I can fit breakfast into it, just that I choose not to, because if I eat so early, I'm gonna be hungry by 10. But anyway guys, seriously, you need to have routines. Have a morning routine, have a night routine, and please do not attach times to it because it's not a timetable, it is a routine. So all the things that you need to do before you go to school, write it down. You don't even have to attach a time, just look at it every time. Okay, I need to do this, boom, so you don't forget, and try to do things from the night before. So iron all uniform one time, unless you have one or two, and I can understand that, but if you have all the uniforms, iron them one time.
Seriously, guys, one time. See?
You have to even think about it until it's the next week when you need to iron again. Ensure you clean your shoes every day, because white shoes are cute when it's dirty. I must tell you, even though I fall off with that sometimes, but try, attempt. It's a routine, right? And try and do this on the night before. So have workable routines. Don't fill it up. Listen, if you look at your to-do list for the morning and it has like 15 things and it's 15 impossible things to do before you head out, it's not gonna work because you're gonna feel frustrated and not want to do anything. So put down the most important things that you have to do, and then if you have time, the things that you want to fit in the morning before you leave, you just add them and then you do them. Simple. And remember, try and do it for 21 days. After 21 days, it becomes a habit. It becomes automatic and a lifestyle at day 66. So guys, take that from me. Day 66, all of this automatic. So you wake up and your body just start doing it. You don't even have to think about it. It's kind of like when you're driving home. If you drive, like, you probably get lost in a thought and you're like, hey, where am I? Muscle memory, guys. You've done this for 66 days straight. Your body working with you. So get routines that work. Study groups. No, I never believed in this until I was in first year. We had like so many modules. I never believed in study groups growing up, not even in high school, but university, it is necessary. Like, you have some people that study on their own, but
it is necessary, okay?
Get a study group. Find persons in your class who are focused and who are serious about what they're doing, and you guys have the same end goal, and study with them. Don't study with the time wasters or persons that just chat. But I'm not gonna lie, I've had study groups where persons talk and they laugh and they joke and everything, but the work still gets done. Like, you don't feel like you waste your nights or your time when you're finished and bust an all-nighter. Trust me. And you have to have fun with that all-nighter, because if it's just straight book, you're not gonna be able to keep up, because if you're not used to the night shift, you shall surely sleep. And up, pop inside, cool at night time, because Blue Mountain, the air coming and just drop on you. So get a study group that's fun, interactive. It might take a while, but get a study group. That's a suggestion. Study daily. And I'm not gonna say it.
Take up the textbook every day. Get a chapter, highlights, right over here, so get it on a flashcard. No.
I'm saying read. Read every single day. There should not be a day that you're not reading. Why? Because sometimes if you wait until, alright, so let's say your planner says exam is the end of September. You're gonna say, alright, I'm gonna start studying September 1st. But what if when you start studying September 1st, you realize a lot of the topics that you thought you understood, for example, electrolytes, which is a very condensed topic with lots of information, and you realize, hey, I don't really know much. You only have 4 weeks to study. But if you were consistently reading every day, it's a lot easier to pick up from the parts that you don't understand. Believe me. So read every day. It's still studying anyway. You take it because it's something your brain will remember. And if somebody else says, listen, if you think about apples today, you read something on apples today, somebody comes to you about apples tomorrow and tell you something, and then a few weeks later somebody else, it's gonna stay solid in your brain. So I encourage you to read every day. Have boundaries with your phone. No, I get it. We go to the bathroom with our phone, we go to the kitchen with our phone, we go outside with our phone, we're inside the house with our phone, on the road with our phone, drive with our phone, everything is done with the phone. But you need to have a timeout. Nursing school is serious business and it is expensive, okay? And even if you're not paying for it, somebody's paying for it. So you need to respect that, and do your best. So take your phone, time it out. I know iPhones have a feature where you can see your screen time, every app that you're using, how long you're using everything for. Look at that, see your behaviors and your trends, try and figure out when you normally waste time. Have a timeout, put the phone on airplane mode, make the phone automatically time out where it won't open up back until a certain time has passed. Like, figure out what you need. But if you're disciplined enough, that's fine. I ain't even gotta tell you what to do. So we're talking about how to stay organized. Now, I had already told you to get a planner. That's tip number 1. Get a planner. Can be like the one I got. But if you find another one on Amazon or even in your local bookstore, you can definitely just take a plan and use it.
Use it.
So my next tip on how to stay organized is write every single thing down. Everything must be written down. I cannot stress this any further, but write everything down, okay guys? Because if you leave it up to your brain to remember, it's not gonna happen again.
I get it. So I believe that my photographic memory, I believe that my mind better than everybody else own. I'm gonna forget things. You will, because
stress is one hell of a thing. When you have a lot of things going on, you're less likely to remember everything. So write everything down in the planner. As I said before, use your course outlines to create deadlines, and you put these in the planner. You need to create reminders in your phone, and for iPhone that's very easy. You have a reminders app, but with Androids you can go on the Play Store and find an app, or you can just use your regular alarm or use your calendar to remind you, like set alarms on your phone. Because truly I can write everything that I need to on my planner, in my planner, right? But if I don't physically open it, I won't know what's going on inside. So to prompt me to go check my planner, I'll have reminders on my phone and reminders for my reminder, and then I'll be like,
oh shoot, let me check my planner. You know, so
sometimes you have to help yourself. So I'm smiling because I'm having memories just in this whole section. We're gonna talk about nursing modules. Now, a few, and I'll just call the names. You have gerontology, pharmacology, community health, microbiology, many other nursing modules. Some schools do some of these modules at the end in 4th or 3rd year, but at UTech we do them between 1st and 2nd year. Let me tell you something. You see that topic named pharmacology? Pharmacology is real deal, okay? We're talking drugs here, and I get why it is a real deal, but it is stressful. Listen, we had pharmacology part 1 and part 2. Pharmacology part 1 was amazing because you had the lab aspect of it. You're doing calculations, you're getting excited and everything. Pharmacology 2 was like straight written. There was like no practical aspect, and that was rough. But I looked at it and I was like, I am passing this one time because I'm not putting myself through that subject, that module twice.
there is no way on God's land I'm doing pharmacology 2 twice. You're crazy. Listen.
And I passed that one shot because I told myself I wasn't doing this twice. That course. But it is possible. It is possible, and I'll tell you how a little bit later in the video, but it's possible. You also have a subject called microbiology. Now, I remember the teacher came in once. The first day the teacher came in, she said, hi guys, you know, this is microbiology. She introduced herself, and then she went on the board with the PowerPoint presentation, and she started putting up these names of organisms, and me sitting down trying to pronounce it. Try and pronounce this word, guys. Okay, so it's pronounced Staphylococcus aureus, or we call it staph. It's basically an organism that lives on the skin, and you have many more. You have methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, that's MRSA. Guys, there's so many things, and like the list goes on with the words and the names of organisms and diseases that you will learn, and the more you learn it is the more you're like,
Jeez, I'm like, is there even, like, if there was we call it an oral exam for us to say those words, I was supposed to feel, but thank God, even spelling.
So there's also a course called community health. Now for UTech, what we did in community health, we went into the community, literally. We worked at health centers in various parishes, went to the clinics and actually saw patients, went to visit persons' homes that had challenges financially and couldn't, you know, even take care of basic needs like your health. And also went to National Water Commission's water treatment plants. We went to the sewage treatment plants, and we also went to Riverton Dome. And when I say we went to Riverton Dome, I don't mean we drove past Riverton Dome. I mean we drove into the dome, came out of the bus and walked up and down in the dome.
Let me tell you, listen, we didn't even know what they were preparing us for.
Fandom. Oh Lord, 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 Lord. Let's go to the next topic. So the next topic is apps that you can use during nursing school. You have pharmacology apps, anatomy and physiology apps. You have the nursing care plan apps. Go on the app store and type in nursing school apps or nursing apps, or you go for NCLEX apps on the app store, right? The Apple Store and also Google Play Store. Now these apps, the NCLEX apps, are basically apps that help you to pass the NCLEX exams. So let me just give you a little insight before we get to that particular video. NCLEX is the nursing licensing exam in the United States of America. Our nursing licensing exam in Jamaica and the Caribbean at large mimics it in a sense. So if you can pass that, you can pass RENR, which is the regional examination for nursing registration. So that's the region, which is the Caribbean region. So guys, I would definitely encourage you to download these apps. Believe me, they're helpful, especially pharmacology. Okay guys, remember, on top of getting these apps, ensure you're studying, because a human made app, there can be an error. You don't want to go with the incorrect knowledge, to ensure you have a backup, but use it. So here is the fun fact for the video. Now during nursing school, you will need a lot of resources: books, apps, past papers, etc. I would encourage you to, one, purchase books on Amazon. That's one, if you are a hands-on person. Two, if not, you can definitely check out the school's library and rent a book. You can rent the book and you can return it and rent it again. So check your school library. Also, ask your teachers, ask your lecturer, ask your tutor, ask your program director, ask your head of school. They have books, they are nurses, they've been there. Maybe they don't want it anymore. Maybe they know some past students who want to donate their books. Ask questions. Ask students who have passed nursing school already for books. They might give it to you, or even soft copy resources. Like a lot of us, and I say us because I'm one of them, on some computer or some thumb drive or some Google Drive or some iCloud accounts, we have past papers, we have questions to practice, we have books, we have PowerPoint presentation. Like, you just can never really get rid of it. So we still have to ask for resources. Also, you can check out this app, well, this website called pdfdrive.com. Majority of books that you want are on it, even just for you reading for fun. So you can check that out. So that's a tip. So yeah, thank you for joining the fun fact. So now we are winding down to the end of the video, and I'm going to talk about practicum. So first and foremost, what is practicum? Practicum is basically the physical aspect of nursing that you will actually practice, right? So you go into the hospital, you see actual patients, and you apply the knowledge you've learned on the patients, because that's how you learn. You're guided by a registered nurse with a license, so you're not alone, so don't fear it, but that's what you do. Where does practicum happen? In the hospitals, in the health centers, in the community, just about anywhere in school, things that you need to go. So hospitals, health centers or clinics. You might go into the community with a public health nurse, mental health institutions. It's exciting. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually prefer practicum over classroom. I don't know anybody who prefers classroom over practicum, but yeah. What happens on practicum? So in first year at UTech specifically, we have an exam at the end of practicum. So practicum's duration is anywhere between 4 to 12 weeks, could be more, depends on the semester. But in first year, I think it's about a month or two. At the end of it, our exam were vital signs, so we had to take blood pressures manually with the sphygmomanometer, which is a manual blood pressure machine, and you wrap the cuff around the patient's hand and you pump it up and you listen for the pulse. So yeah, you have to do that. with the thermometer, the old time one that you have to shake down the alcohol after it read the temperature or before it read the temperature, and the specific ways you have to wipe it off. You have to count your respirations. That's by looking at the patient's rise and fall of the chest. You have to also check the pulse manually by touching the radial aspect, and suppose you can't feel it radial, if you try it brachial. Like, listen, that exam, it's like really frightening when you just do it. But now being a nurse, like a registered nurse, like I laugh at vitals. Like I look at vitals, like if they would pay me every day to just come and do vitals, I'd be happy. Like it's like the easiest thing, so don't fear it. In second year, we did like a mini medical surgical exam where it was like we assessed the patients. I think we got one patient at a time. So you assess the patients and you give total care, and you do your care plans, which is basically how you're gonna care for the patient. I'm not gonna break that down. Google what a care plan is, because I don't think I'll ever be the type of YouTuber to come here and have a care plan and explain it to you. No, not even just a care plan. I don't think I'd teach on YouTube, but who knows what God has in store. But anyway, guys, seriously though, you have to take practicum seriously, because if you fail practicum, you cannot move on to the next year. Yes, guys, so you could have passed semester 1 or semester 2. Practicum is semester 3 most times, any semester overall. That practicum is in. If you don't pass it, you can't move on, because what's the point of knowing everything to do as a nurse but you can't physically do it? That don't make no sense, because majority of nursing is physical and then writing, but we're not going to go in that. But yes, guys, ensure you take it very seriously. So what you can expect to be doing skills. So most, if not all, nursing school give you a skill book at the beginning, and you have to complete the skills. So you have vital signs, and it has the amount of times you need to do it, and the RN has to sign off on it. You have to make beds, and yes, there is a correct way to make a to make a bed before you do a patient does surgery. After they do surgery, just generally a patient being there, and when there's not a patient on the bed, there are different ways you have to make the bed. You have a bedpan, how to give a patient a bedpan. That's like a skill. Like there are so many skills. Mouth care, there's a specific way to clean the mouth. Like even if you can't use a toothbrush, like there's so many skills that you will be exposed to. Medication administration, there is a right way to give medication and a wrong way to give medication, many wrong ways to give medication. You have dressings, like you are in for it. You see them skills, you make sure you learn them, because when that final skill exam comes down, pressure go lick you. Like that's a story for another video. But yes, guys, what you can expect from practicum: skills, straight up. So here are some tips for practicum. 1, ensure you have your tools. One thing I hated was like forgetting my kit that I have. It's like a little clear container. You can get that bashka with a little handle. I hated leaving that and then having to borrow things from persons. So ensure you have your stethoscope, your sphygmomanometer, which is the manual blood pressure machine. You can get an automatic one, because after a time, that's the one that you'll be using, because we eventually have to pass the exam. That's it. But you still need to practice and still have it, because if your examiner asks you to use it, you ain't got no choice. You gotta find one. Ensure you have your alcohol thermometer. Ensure you have your thermometer, the automatic one also, so you know, like when you don't pass the exam, you might still be in critical area. You can just pop it under the arm, a minute it read or less, and you're gone, as opposed to being there for 5 minutes waiting on it to read. You're gonna need a pulse oximeter. Now a pulse oximeter is basically, it's a machine that you put on your hand, and it tells you how much oxygen is going out into your bloodstream by percentage. So it's normally between 95 to 100%, and also it reads the pulse in your body. So instead of you standing up there for the 1 minute, 1, 2, 3, counting the pulse, you can use the pulse oximeter. So you get the skill, you get the tools that you need, and then you get the ones that you will need, right? Next tip is to read daily. Even though it's a skill aspect and you're out there, there are ways to do skills, and skills have checklists, and checklists are used in exams. So you need to ensure that you actually go home and read on the conditions. Like, even if it's out of curiosity, you see somebody with diabetes and you realize the nurse giving the patient insulin like 3 times throughout her shift, and you're like, what's going on? And then you investigate and you realize that the glucose reading was way up there. I have to continue being sliding the patient. So you mean by slide the patient? Go and find out, take up a book, find out what diabetes is, what is a sliding scale, what causes a slide. Like, you can ask questions, but go and find out more in-depth information. And trust me, if in first year you know diabetes at the back of your hand, man, tell the girl you're set. Sir, ma'am, you are set for the rest of your nursing career. Okay, I mean, there will be things you need to learn, but if you really study from in-depth, and trust me, it's one of the most common topics on exams. Diabetes, guys, you can't go wrong. That's just one of many, but I'm just saying. Next tip is to apply yourself. Listen, you have a preliminary license when you're a nursing student, so that means if something is going on behind that curtain, you can pull the curtain, shift your way in, lock it behind you, and see what's going on. Listen, I watched doctors cut off a patient's toes right there at the bedside using a blade and an iPhone light. Okay guys, I've seen some stuff, and no one called me. There wasn't any big attention around the area. It was just some doctors, 1 and 2 nurses, and I just went there and I just watched, because guess what? I wanted to know what was going on. What role does a nurse play in a situation like this? Be curious, be intentional about what you're doing. Also guys, apply yourself. If the nurse asks you to do something and it's within your scope of practice based on the year that you're on, because that's another important thing. When you're in first year, there are certain things you can do. Second year, certain things you can do. Third year, certain things you can do. Fourth year, now you're supposed to be able to do everything. Only thing you can't do is administer dangerous drugs. No, these are drugs that are dangerous and locked up a particular way. So basically, what I'm saying is apply yourself, be curious, be enough. Everything will go on, just quietly go in the area so we can learn. If you have questions, you pull the nurse aside, you ask her. You can even ask the doctors. To be honest, a lot of the knowledge I gained, or a good amount, let's not say a lot, a good amount of the knowledge I gained came from doctors. Seeing them doing things, standing up there asking questions, and a lot of them are willing to teach, so you get a free class. Just say, don't be shy, be respectful, be calm. Don't be shy. A nurse can ask you, who wants to do something you well want to do it in, but just because you don't want to put up your hand, nah guys, put up your hand. If you're going to get picked, you're going to get picked. That's just it. So put up your hand, right? Be respectful. Respect goes a long way. I remember in second year, was it second year or first year, I showed up to a particular hospital, sorry, and I saw the nurse that was in charge, and I said, good morning, we are here for first day of practicum from UTech. And the nurse looked at me and she just like, nobody never tell me so now come. I can't say underwear because I never expect you. No.
Get my hair done, put my cap on my head, have on my apron, my uniform, with my bag and my tools, and you get supposed to send me to go back home.
I called my clinical coordinator same time. She spoke to the matron and everything was rectified and we're there. No, listen, I know you probably want to just go and them tell you say them can't accept you, everybody turn back and go home. That would be ideal and night, we don't care. But guess what? Every day of practicum that you miss, you have to make it up back. So if you think you won't turn back and go home because I'm sending you home, you better check with your clinical coordinator, because if she ain't give you that day, she or he ain't give you that day, you're gonna have to make it up. If you're sick, you're gonna have to make up those sick days. Hello. Listen, nursing school is no joke, guys. So in closing, I just want to say year 1 and 2 is the year of adjustments. If you do everything right from these 2 years, I wouldn't say it gets easier, but it gets more manageable. Believe me, it gets more manageable. So I hope these tips are helpful for you, and stay tuned for episode 3. Like, I don't know, I'm just excited for this series, and I hope you guys really enjoy it, and I hope this information was wholesome and helpful. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, like this video if you like it, interact with me in the comments. As a matter of fact, if you got this far in the video, please comment the nursing emoji, or something medical, a stethoscope, you know, a hospital emoji. Comment something medical. All right guys, take care, bye.